Guys, welcome back to my channel Mostly Programming. My name is Vivek Garg and this is lesson 12 of learning Python scripting from scratch. In today's lecture we are going to see the Python conditions and if statements. So without any further ado, let's get started. But before that, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please do that right now because it's free. Also press the bell icon so that you never miss an update from Mostly Programming. Follow us on Instagram, which is @mostlyprogramming, because we come up with new practice session and quizzes on a daily basis. So follow us on Instagram. Let's get started. The scope of this lesson is we are going to see the logical conditions, the if statement, the concept of indentation, which we have already discussed, but we are going to see it more clearly while using the if statements, the elif statement, the else statement, shorthand if and if else, which is the ternary operator. If you know the programming language C or C++, you must be knowing what the ternary expression or operator is. And also we are going to see the and, or and not operators. Also the nested if statement and the pass statement. So let's get started. Logical conditions. Python supports the usual logical conditions from mathematics, which are equal to, for comparison we use double equal to sign, we all know that. Not equals we use exclamation and equal to sign for not equal to. For less than we use the triangular bracket, less than or equal to triangular bracket and equal to sign, greater than the reverse triangular and greater than equal to. These conditions can be used in several ways, most commonly in if statements and loops. In today's lecture we are going to see with the if statements. So let us go to the PyCharm now and see what is the syntax. So we are going to start with the basic if statement. So in the bracket I am writing if A is greater than B. There is no need to write the bracket as such for now. So we are going to eliminate the bracket. If A is greater than B, then C, if you know the concept of indentation, you know that anything in the if block or inside a block is written after a tab space. That means 4 white spaces. Before the if, let us take a variable A and B and give it some values. 5 and B is equal to 7. If A is greater than B, then print A is greater than B. When I'm going to run this, you will see that nothing is printed on the screen because our condition is false, as 5 is not greater than 7. Let us change the condition here, or the value here. I'm changing the value. So you will see now that A is greater than B is printed now because 50 is greater than 7. This here is the basic syntax of an if statement. An if statement basically checks if a condition written after the if keyword is true, and then after the colon we have to write the block, the statements in the block of the if statement. I can also add multiple print statements or any type of statements that I want after this, but make sure the indentation is proper. That means the white spaces are equal. I'm going to write A greater than B. Let's run it. Now we will see that both the statements A is greater than B and A greater than B is printed. I hope the basic if syntax, basic syntax of the if statement is now clear. Let us move on to the next topic now, which is the if and else if statement. As of now, we have covered 2 topics, which is the if statement and the concept of indentation, basically which is used to define the scope of a block using white spaces. If I'm going to even remove a space from here, just giving a single white space, then there is no error, but the number of spaces should be equal. But if I remove this white space from here, or add another white space here, we will get an indentation error because there is no proper indentation inside the block. So the number of white spaces should be equal. I hope this is clear. Now let's move on to the next topic, which is the if else if statement. I'm going to continue with this only. So we are going to check the next if condition. We use elif for that it basically stands for else if the first condition is not true, then we are going to check if the second condition is true. So to make it true, I'm going to change this to less than, and then I'm going to add here if A is greater than B, the colon as it is. Then I'm going to simply copy these statements, and I'm going to simply paste it here. Right? The indentation is proper. The indentation inside a block should be same. It can vary here. Suppose we are using like 1 white space here but 4 here. That should not cause any error. Let us see. So now these both statements which are printed are in the else if block, not in the if block. Let me take this down and see that again. Yeah. So we have A is equal to 50 and B is equal to 7. So the first if block checks if A is less than B, which is not true. So that body is passed, not executed, and then the elif condition is checked, which stands for else if. Then it is checked that if A is greater than B, which is true because 50 is greater than 7, then these both statements are executed. I hope the concept of if and elif is clear to you now. Let's move on to the next topic, which is, sorry, wrong presentation. Yeah. Let's move on to the next topic, which is our else statement. Right. So let's go to the else statement now. I'm taking the same two variables, A is equal to 2, B is equals to 2. I'm going to check if A is greater than B, then print A, going out of the block, then writing elif now, else if A is less than B, colon, then in the print, inside the print I'm going to write the value of B, that means the variable B. Then in the else statement, we do not check any condition, we simply do whatever statement we want to print or something like that. So I'm going to simply print here A is equal to B. Let's run the program now and let's see what is being printed here. So A is equal to B is printed, and why so? Because 2 and 2 are equal. 2 is not greater than 2 or 2 is not less than 2, but both are equal. Therefore, this particular block is not executed, this is not executed, only the third block, which is the else block, is executed. Now it is not mandatory to write the else statement or else if statement. If you need only if, you can use if you need only if and else, you can use both of them, or you can use all the three. So I hope the basic concept of the if, else if and else statement is now clear. Let's move on to the next topic, which is the shorthand if and if else. The concept of this if else statement is very basic. The programs, the scripts, the Python scripts are obviously a little bit more to that, but we are going to see that really soon. So let's see the next topic, which is the shorthand if. So what do we mean by shorthand if is basically if we want to write whole if statement in a single line, not in multiple lines, then how we can do that is, let's take a variable A is equal to 2, B is equal to 3. Then in a single line, I'm going to write if A is greater than B, then print A is greater than B. Let me change the value here so that this condition is true. A is 20, B is 3. Now in the single line I have written if A is greater than B, that means we are checking here the condition if A is greater than B. Then after the colon I'm writing the print statement in the same line. Let's execute this. We will see here that A is greater than B is printed because it is true, 20 is greater than 3. So this particular syntax, statement that you can see here is a shorthand if, which is basically writing the if statement in a single line, the complete if block in a single line. I hope this is clear as well. The next topic now is the ternary operator or the shorthand if else. That means we are going to write the if statement as well as the else statement in a single line. I'm just going to erase this one and let's see the syntax. Print a, small a, is greater, then check if a is greater than b. When will this print a is greater? When a is greater than b, no colon here. Else what do we need to print? B is greater. Let's check which one will be printed. A is greater because in this case A is greater. Let's change this value to 30 and rerun the program. Now we will see that B is greater is printed. This is basically a ternary operator. What happens here is we tell it what to print and when to print that. Then otherwise if this condition is not true, else print this. So basically print this if condition, else print this. That means we are giving it a statement to print if a condition is satisfied. If that condition is not satisfied, else print this. So this is basically the shorthand if else statement or the ternary operator or the ternary condition. If you may be able to recall the concept you studied in C programming, which was the question mark sign in the if else statement, this is basically the same in Python. Here we write the ternary operator like this. I have shown you here. Let's move on to the next topic now. The next topic is the and, or, and not operators. Let us see that now. Basically the and, or, and these all operators are used to check multiple conditions using a single if statement. For example, I'm giving A here 5, B here 7. Then if I'm checking here if A is greater than 2 and B is less than 10, and basically means that both the condition should be true, only then let me write a comment here. If both are true, only then block would be executed. So the and keyword that we are using here basically checks if both the conditions are true, then only the block is executed. Let me enter here. Automatically the PyCharm provides us with the indentation feature. Otherwise you can give 1 or 2 spaces or 4 spaces as I suggested you. So let's write here print. I'm going to simply write true here. Let's run it now. True is printed because both the conditions are true. What if? So true is printed because both the conditions are true. Let me change this statement and use the or keyword. The or keyword would be true. The statement if would be true when either of the two conditions is true. Let me change if any of the two is true. Yeah, if any of the two conditions is true, the block would be executed. Now A is greater than 2, which is true, but B is not greater than 10. Let's see what is output. True, because in or, if any of the statement is true, the statement is executed, the complete block is executed. Let me change it to 12. Then let's see. Nothing is printed because neither of the two conditions is true. Let me change here, right? So it is executed again and true is printed because B is greater than 1. So that is basically or's keyword. The last and the third keyword that we use is the not keyword, and not. Let me erase this. Then what I'm going to write is not A greater than 12. a greater than 12 is false, but not a greater than 12 means not false is what? True. So let's check it by printing true here, yeah. So let me execute this. True is printed because a greater than 12 produced a false, but not false is true. Then the statement inside the block is executed and true is printed on the screen. So I hope the concept of and, or and not keywords is now clear, or you can call it the logical operators. The next topic in today's lecture is the nested if statement. Nested if means if inside another if statement. The syntax is pretty simple, the concept is pretty simple. Let's take two variables. If a is equal to 5, b is equal to 6. If a is greater than 2, print a is greater than 2. Then inside it I'm going to check another condition. If a is greater than 6, right, then print a is greater than 6. What was the value here? Yeah. Or else, here in else we are going to write else print a is smaller than 6. Let me execute this. Let me first show you the complete code. We have taken a variable a which is equal to 5 and another variable b which is equal to 6, and we have checked if a is greater than 2. Then we have printed a is greater than 2. Then inside the if statement we are using another if statement. That means we are using nested if statement. If a is greater than 6, then print a is greater than 6, else print a is smaller than 6. So let's run this program now. Let's run this script now. Let me just click here, and we will see that a is greater than 2 is printed, and after that a is smaller than 6 is printed. That means the nested else statement is used here because a is not greater than 6, instead it is smaller than 6. I hope the concept of nested if else statement is also clear to you. We are going to see multiple examples in the upcoming videos about this. The last topic for today's video is the pass statement. Let me write here the pass statement. Now the body of the if statement cannot be empty, but if there is a case that you do not want to write, or there is no need to write any statements inside it, then we use the pass statement to avoid any error. For example, if a is equal to 5, then I want to check if a is greater than 6, and inside I don't want to write anything, so I write simply pass to pass this if block. No error is produced here. So pass is used when we do not have any requirement to write anything inside a if block. We use the pass statement there. So I hope all the concepts covered in this video are clear to you now. If you have any queries, feel free to ask me in the comment section below, or you can even message me, DM me on my social media accounts. The link to those will be in the description itself. On Instagram it is @mostlyprogramming with the single M. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, also share with your friends, and subscribe to my channel Mostly Programming, because your subscriptions, likes, comments and shares give me motivation to make more such videos. Thank you very much for watching.